Hey y'all, 𝗁𝗵𝘁 here, and holiday season is here, and you know what that means. That's right, awkward and uncomfortable conversations with relatives and acquaintances at holiday parties. Oh man, but I want this year to be different for you. Regardless of your job or your role or your background, I want my friends in manufacturing to be prepared for these awkward conversations at holiday parties and family gatherings. So if you work in manufacturing, transportation, warehousing, and logistics, what we do is cool. I want you to be proud of what you do this year. When you're talking to acquaintances or strangers or relatives, I want you to be proud of what you do. We touch virtually everything that Uncle Bob eats, that Aunt Carol should know, that her car wouldn't run without you doing your assembly job right every day, every shift, every car. That car would not run without you. And so our industry is struggling with more than 1 million unfilled job openings that pay a good wage with good benefits. And we fix this skills gap with local action and changing the perception of manufacturing. And y'all can help with this through those one-on-one conversations with your families and with strangers and with acquaintances. So here are 3 things to think about before you prepare for the holiday grind that is Christmas parties and holiday parties and all of those things. So when someone asks, how's your job? Don't just, fine. Have a positive and interesting response. It doesn't have to be long, 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Connect what you do to something in their daily life. People will be naturally curious, even if you don't want to talk about your job specifically. Talk about the product you make or the people you help. Yeah, my job is hard work, but I love it. Did you know this fridge right here in your kitchen? I designed the tooling to make that. Or I'm really challenged, but it's really rewarding when we solve problems and we actually ship cars out the door and people use those cars every day to get to work. Whatever it is that you do, if you make food, bring some of that food in and talk about how it's made. Maybe not sausage. Maybe don't talk about how sausage is made, but talk about how it's made and what it is. If someone talks about college, number 2, I want you to think about, if someone talks about college for a child that's under the age of 16, ask about that person's college debt. Are they still paying it out? Is it hard to pay off? Bring up the idea of associate's degrees or trade school or apprenticeship programs. These additional career paths that don't require debt to learn a valuable skill. According to U.S. education data, 40% of high school graduates don't go to college at all. Are they failures? No. And 40% of kids that go to college don't leave college with a degree. Are they failures? No. But when we talk about college from when a child is very small to the point that they're 18 and they're going to college, we give them the impression of that because all we've ever talked about is college. And so people in the trades and apprentices are making great wages with great skills, with great career paths that have no debt. And so let's talk about those paths, especially when people are talking about kids that are very young. When someone says their job sucks, this is number 3, ask them if they've considered manufacturing. Point out objects in the room and talk about how they could possibly be made. Talk about how there are all these skill sets in manufacturing companies, from accounting to marketing to sales to production to engineering to maintenance and so many more. There's a place for every role in manufacturing and in manufacturers, and manufacturing careers pay well with rewarding outcomes. See if you can open people up to our industry. Research shows that once people come to manufacturing, they love it, and few leave our industry once they've come. A bonus one, I always like to use the IKEA analogy. If you ever built an IKEA bookshelf, it can be frustrating and you forget a piece, but when you finally complete it and you solve it, you have this awesome sense of accomplishment. And I made that, right? And in manufacturing, we have this feeling every day. I made that. I solved that. I'm a part of that. And wouldn't it be great to have that feeling in your job? And so good luck to all of you. I hope you have a really great holiday party season. Let me know in the comments, what are your tactics for engaging strangers, acquaintances, and family at holiday parties about manufacturing? How do you talk to people about manufacturing? I'd love to hear that down in the comments, and I'd love to learn some additional ideas as well. And until next time, ask yourself, what will I automate next?